Buckle up, babe, because you are about to meet the absolute fashion game changers. The ones that will take your outfit from, yeah, cool, to, whoa, where did you get that? Absolutely fabulous. And the best bit, it's super easy to get your hands on. Today, we are tapping into the power of accessories. I'm styling 3 looks for you with lots of ideas, tips and tricks in the Opshopulence way. If you're new here, my name is Faye and we talk all things thrift, vintage, sustainable fashion, and what I like to call Opshopulence. So that means we take secondhand, we reinvent it, and we turn it into first class chic. Using clothing from my wardrobe and lots of gorgeous pieces from my store, opshopulence.com, let's do a seriously good accessories styling session. Try saying that 10 times. Okay, look number 1 is inspired by this killer green mesh dress that I thrifted recently. Now, if you watched the video before this, which was a thrift haul, you're gonna see some of the pieces from that video restyled in this with my accessories and some existing pieces that I already had in my wardrobe. Now, this dress is such a great testament to how inspiring secondhand fashion can be and how just one item can really take you on a trip and take you into a deep dive of designer archives. Because as soon as I saw this dress, it took me to Jean Paul Gaultier in the 90s, and the more kind of research that I did and like looking at images, it was this show in particular in 1994, spring summer I think it was, ready to wear. This show, it's just classic Gaultier, and so many of the pieces that we see now from the brand is really reminiscent of this show, I feel. It's so tribal, it's so decadent. This is really where the whole mesh print that he did kicked off, and it's just such a statement. I really wanted to emulate this aesthetic. I dived into some of the pieces that I have up on opshopulence.com, and it felt to me like it needed to be blacks and silvers. So I looked at the pieces that I had, and what I love to do, and this is one of my tips for styling accessories, I think to really get that wow factor, it looks amazing if you layer. So you start with a shorter piece and then you slowly, what I call, waterfall down. So it has this really nice graduation to it, and it's a great opportunity to create more real estate here, so you can show off more pieces. And then you can really mix and match them and tailor them to suit each look. For this green dress, I started with this exact choker piece, which is actually just a waistband from this kimono that I'm wearing. Then I just layered down. Now, the piece underneath this has a beautiful story that unexpectedly arrived on my doorstep today from one of you gorgeous babes. I'm talking about you, Debs, one of my beautiful customers from opshopulence.com, and of course a wonderful part of this YouTube community. I got the surprise of my life. Debs had sent me a beautiful card just wishing me well and telling me to keep the faith and keep going with my store, that I'm definitely on the right path, that she loves my pieces. And she's been cleaning out and she found this gorgeous Sandro piece that she had thrifted a while ago on leather with fringing and tassels, which is a huge trend, and I talked about that in the last video, and that tweaked her mind and she thought that she would send it to me all the way from the UK. I mean, how am I so lucky with all of you gorgeous babes in this community? So Debs, big shout out to you. Thank you so much for being really thoughtful and sending that to me. It makes me emotional thinking about it. Thank you. So lovely. So of course I had to style that piece in. So that went on next underneath, and the tassels are just the perfect length. I wrapped it around choker style and then let the tassels hang down. Looks amazing. Next is this gorgeous, kind of sits just sort of collarbone length, and it's got like wood and silver elements, very tribal, a really strong, sturdy piece. So I layered that next. Then I layered a very 90s coded medallion style necklace underneath that, and then another one with a black tassel. So you'll see all of these pieces, apart from the one that Debs gave me, on my website, upshopulence.com, and I think they just look amazing together in that cascading waterfall effect. I went completely ham for the arm party as well. You can see how I've layered up bracelets there. These are all my pieces, and there's actually a resin bangle from Dinosaur Designs, which I thrifted a while ago, and I hadn't worn it until I found this dress, and now it's absolutely perfect. I like that the bracelets are kind of mix and match, and they're different, but they're still in that color palette. And that's a good tip to keep in mind when you are styling accessories, is don't worry about mixing metals and playing with different ideas and aesthetics. I think once it's in that same color palette, you can really print clash, so to speak, and you can really mix and match different ideas. But because it's in that same tone, for me, it's cohesive. I went for hoop earrings and a really great statement shade, and then just simple strappy sandals. Of course, you could do a really great thigh-high pointy boot with this. You could do some heels. You can add a black jacket or a leather jacket. But we're talking about accessories here. I just love how much this statement neck situation makes an already amazing dress have its own vibe and personality, really leaning into high fashion and an inspiration that is a big one for me. I love Gaultier. Until I can afford to buy some of his archival pieces, this is making me extremely happy. And the accessories are what really seal the deal. If I do say so myself, look number 2 is an absolute killer. The hero piece here, apart from the accessories of course, is this recently thrifted sequin skirt. So you would have seen this if you watched the last video before this one. My thing with sequins, particularly to wear them during the day, which I will always fight for, but the way to make it really cool is to pare it down, add something that is super relaxed. Case in point, just a classic white t-shirt. You could even do a singlet. This one is really lightweight. It's almost a little bit see-through because it is such a good fine cotton. Just really flips this over-the-top element on its head, and I love the dichotomy. For me, this is one of the top secrets to really stand out personal style, is to put things together that are unexpected, to mix and match eras, genres, concepts, things that are not meant to go together a lot of the time just work. Now, for the accessories with this look, following my waterfall theme, I started with one of my favorite pearl choker pieces, and then inspired by the latest Balmain Spring Summer 2026 runway show, Obsessed. It had such an endless vacation vibe, lots of shells, beads, crystals, pearls. So I leaned into that vibe. I've added 3 strands of shell necklaces, olive green beaded necklace with a fantastic white tassel piece on it. And then to slot into that real estate there, a shorter piece, gold chain with a little pearl, and then this pendant that's slightly longer. Check it out. It's got like a little nest with eggs in it. So it's giving rebirth, it's giving fertility, it's giving new beginnings. We'll take all of it. Gorgeous little vintage piece. Again, all of these items will be up on opshopulence.com. Then for the arm candy, the gorgeous gold pieces, we're talking Thrift Angel Brilliance with that gold feather cuff, how divine. And then the other cuff I'm calling the Amazonia cuff. It's chunky, heavy, like gold tone. It looks absolutely amazing. I thought those two looked great together. And on the other wrist, I went for natural fibers. So we've got wood, we've got a pure shell bangle, stunning. And the other piece is made from coconut shell and it has a really beautiful, almost like harlequin kind of design to it. And the other showstopper accessory in this outfit is my bag. Another recent thrift find, 100% leather, made in Italy. Not sure if it's croc or alligator or if it's just meant to look like that, but it is chef's kiss. It smells incredible. Quality is amazing. It's got the tassel on it, so it's definitely leaning into that Balmain show. And because it is so big and slouchy, the other thing that you can do with it is you can kind of squash it down and have it as an oversized clutch, which I think also looks incredible. My next journey with this is I want to try to find or make some shell tassel charms for this bag. Don't know if I'm clever enough to do that. Maybe I can find something in an op shop, I'm not sure, but I think that would look amazing as well. It lets the accessories really pop. So again, with this look, I've lent into that color palette. I've mixed a little bit of gold and silver. I'm not a purist like that. I think it looks amazing to mix it up because it is in those same neutral tones. It works. And this is also a great example of neutrals never having to be boring. Oh, and I added my Ray-Bans, which have a gold and brown tone, which definitely picks up the color palette. This look also is a little bit Ralph Lauren coded, particularly archival Ralph Lauren, 2006, I think it was. And then just last year, he sent more sequins down the runway in these beautiful neutral tones. So I was thinking about that when I was getting dressed as well. High fashion can be such a wonderful inspiration with accessories. And I think when you have good base pieces, like a t-shirt, you really can inject any kind of designer DNA, as I call it, into that look to completely reinvent it. Okay, and for look number 3, my last accessories styling idea for you for this video, I wanted to lean into kind of corporate wear, but giving it an opshopulence edge, a Faye edge, and inspiring you to think about workwear in a different way. How could you add your personality to quite classic pieces? Simple black pants, a black blazer. Whilst this might not work for every workplace, I hope that it's a good jumping off point for you to think about how you could definitely add a bit of you into something more classic. Again, inspired by the pieces that I have on opshopulence.com, we've got a definite African vibe going on here, which I am very drawn to and I think is so chic and so stylish. I started with my zebra print turtleneck, which for me is a neutral. It's definitely wild, but I am amazed at how often I wear this and how practical and easy to style it is. And it can really take on lots of different personalities, and I think this is a great example of that. Leaning into that idea, I picked accessories from my store that really complemented that, starting with this beautiful, more collarbone length piece. So this is one of my brooch necklaces. This has a little gold tone elephant brooch, which is attached to a really lovely vintage gold chain. So that was my jumping off point. Then I've added in a beautiful matching set. The shorter piece is on like a fine wire, and it's almost like a black obsidian crystal, but I don't know if it is. Definitely has that vibe. In the middle with a nice silver tone around it, and then that's juxtaposed with a wood and shell piece, which I think is a beautiful complement. Again, we're following that waterfall theme, so see how you can really play and add some fantastic contrasting textures and ideas to really make something pop. You could of course just do this on plain white or plain black as well, but I really liked the kind of print clashing idea of that. Another slightly longer beaded piece. This is gorgeous. It's almost got like a fine thread through some of the beads. So I loved that piece. And then a very 90s coded pendant necklace, wood on leather with a silver trim around the edge of the wooden pieces. I thought the belt was a perfect complement. That's on my store as well. A great vintage piece, black rope with lots of gold standout pieces through it. It's just perfect over my high-waisted pants. Added some of my own bangle stack in there. Bangle stacks are a huge trend, so I'm always adding some great sets to my website, so definitely keep an eye out and see what's up there. You can sign up to opshopulence.com for free and you can get updates and you'll be the first to know when new things drop, and I've got collections coming. If you wanted to elevate this outfit even further, I think a classic black tux is a great way to go. You could do the French editor vibe and just drape it over your shoulders, or of course you can wear it properly. And then I've added a beautiful vintage agate brooch. Isn't that stunning? I think it really complements the color palette that we're working with here. Nice pop without being too crazy. It really lets the necklaces be the centerpiece. Very Gucci-esque, vintage, made in Italy, leather bag. I've had this for years and I absolutely love it. I thought the bamboo handle again was a really nice complement with this vibe. Picks up a lot of the natural fibers and the earthy tones in the fit, and it's a cool contrast with the black and white, don't you think? And then a killer statement black shade. And that is it, my lovelies. I hope you enjoyed this accessories restyling video. I certainly did. It's amazing how much just one piece or one idea or one image or one show or one designer can really inspire you, and accessories can take you on such a journey with the pieces that you find in thrift stores or that you already have in your wardrobe. So I really hope that it's sparked some ideas for you. You can dive into your stash that you've already got, or you can check out opshopulence.com. If you would like to shop with me, I would be so thrilled and it would mean the world to me. I'm building my small business from scratch and it's been an amazing journey so far. Thank you so much for all of your love and support for the store and for this channel. Love you guys, and I will see you really soon for the next one. Bye.